Reading of the day from the book of Sirach, Sir 2:1-13. My son, if you come to serve the Lord, stand firm in righteousness and fear, and prepare yourself for temptation. Have an upright heart and be steadfast. Incline your ear and welcome wise words, and do not lose your way in the time of trial. Stay united with him without separating from him, so that you may be exalted in your last days. Accept what happens to you and be patient in painful events, because gold is tested by fire and acceptable men in the crucible of pain. Trust in him and he will help you. Straighten your ways and hope in him. Persist in his fear and grow old in it. You who fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and do not turn aside, lest you fall. You who fear the Lord, trust in him and your reward will not fail. You who fear the Lord, hope for his benefits, for eternal happiness and mercy. You who fear the Lord, love him, and your hearts will be filled with light. Look at the generations gone by and see, who trusted in the Lord and was disappointed, or who persisted in his fear and was forsaken, or who called on him and was ignored by him. For the Lord is gracious and merciful. He forgives sins and saves in time of trouble, and protects those who sincerely seek him. Gospel of the day from the Gospel according to Mark 9 verses 30-37. Jesus and his disciples were making their way through Galilee, but he did not want anyone to know where it was. For he was teaching his disciples and telling them, "The Son of Man will be handed over to men, and they will kill him, and after 3 days he will be killed and rise again." But they did not understand what he was saying and were afraid to ask him. They came to Capernaum. When he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" But they were silent. On the way they had been arguing among themselves who was the greatest. Then he sat down, called the 12, and said to them, "If anyone wants to be first, he must be last of all and servant of all." Then he took a child, placed him in their midst, and putting his arms around him, he said to them, "Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives not me, but the one who sent me." Words of the Holy Father. If anyone wants to be first, he must be last of all and servant of all. V. 35. If you want to be first, you must go to the end, be last, and serve everyone. With this lapidary phrase, the Lord inaugurates a reversal. He overturns the criteria that determine what really counts. A person's value no longer depends on the role he holds, the success he has, the job he does, the money in the bank. No, it does not depend on that. Greatness and success, in the eyes of God, have a different yardstick. They are measured by service. Not on what you have, but on what you give. Do you want to excel? Serve. This is the way. Today the word service seems a little faded, worn out by use. But in the gospel it has a precise and concrete meaning. Serving is not an expression of courtesy. It is doing as Jesus, who, summarizing his life in a few words, said that he came not to be served, but to serve. Today, Saint Gerland of Agrigento is celebrated. He was an 11th century bishop and saint who founded the Diocese of Agrigento in Sicily. Born in Calabria, he moved to Sicily, where he became a spiritual leader and a great defender of the faith. He was known for his deep prayer life, ascetic lifestyle, and commitment to spreading Christianity among the Sicilian people. Saint Gerland was particularly dedicated to the reform of the local church, striving to combat corruption and promote justice. He worked on the construction of churches and provided assistance to the poor and needy, becoming a key figure for the Christian community in his region. He passed away on February 26th, and his legacy is venerated as an example of faith, dedication, and love for others. People turn to him for help in life's challenges and for support on their spiritual journey.
The Gospel and the Saint of the Day. If you wish to continue exploring spirituality and Christian history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. May the peace and blessing of the Lord be with you always.